Welcome to our first class of the winter season. My name is Niambi, and I will be leading us through a deep stretch practice this evening. We will be moving very mindfully, still letting our bodies do what they need in this season, this cold weather. I'm not sure where you are, but we are, I'm in Charlotte. We had some warm weather, but it's still very much so wintertime. So I'm gonna pin myself really quickly. You can make your way down onto your back. That's how we're gonna start. You can either come into recline bound angle, or you can just lay flat out if that feels better. Let's get that situated. Yep. And just begin to breathe. No particular breathing patterns to begin. Just allowing yourself to land and settle on the mat and breathe. I will say, like I said, we are having some bad weather, so hopefully I don't lose power. If I do, please just hang out and I will do my best to make it back on. But again, we'll start down on our backs. Allow your body to settle and just release into the mat. Release the day. Release any tension. Maybe you rock side to side to just help your hips balance. And just breathe. Notice the points of your body that are in contact with the mat. And feel the support of that contact. Notice your back and your thighs, the back of your arms. And just allow yourself to feel supported and breathe. Gonna inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. We'll do that one more time. Inhale and exhale. Just allow your body to settle. Next, we're going to take a few cleansing breaths. So when we take cleansing breaths, we take a deep inhale and we sigh it out with an audible. So we'll inhale and exhale. We'll inhale and exhale. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Now let's just go back to our natural breath and breathe. We're going to start class this evening with a brief body scan. So if you are more comfortable, sometimes it's more comfortable to do the body scan with your legs straight out so you can really envision the energy traveling from the soles of your feet up to the crown of your head. But whatever is most comfortable, if you're comfortable in reclined down angle or whatever position you're in, that is perfectly fine. So let's take our energy to the soles of our feet. Just notice any sensations, any energy and thoughts. We'll slowly move that energy up and around, up to our ankles, and really feel that joint, that connection at our ankles. Then we'll slowly take our focus and our energy up the lower part of our calves. Bring it up to your shins. Release any tension you may feel in any other parts of your body. And then take that focus back to the calves and the shins. And we'll slowly move the energy and our focus up around our knees, our kneecaps, the back of the bend of our legs, that joint again, another area of connection. Don't forget to breathe. And we'll slowly take our energy and our focus up our thighs, our quad muscles, our hamstrings. It's a very large, prominent muscle group in our body. Just take your time and let your energy move over that area. Release any tension you may feel in any other parts of your body. And don't forget to breathe. Then we'll move our energy up to our hips, over our pelvic bones, over our glutes, up toward our abdominal area, that whole midsection. We'll let our energy settle here for a moment. All of our vital organs. So much activity in this space. So remember to breathe. Release any tension. Any tension in your lower back, maybe if you've been sitting all day. Envision that tension releasing itself from the body. And breathe. Slowly, we'll bring our attention and our energy to our rib cage. Make our way up our chest, our back, along the sides of our rib cage. Bring that energy up to the torso. Allow it to travel up towards our shoulders, our shoulder blades, the joints, another point of connection. And then we're going to take the energy down our arms, allow it to flow down past the elbows, down the forearm, to the wrists, out to each finger. Feel the energy. Maybe your fingers straighten out while you envision this energy moving through. Don't forget to breathe. And we'll slowly draw that energy back in, into each finger, back up the wrist, back up the arm, back over the elbow, back up to the shoulders, up around our neck, our throats, the back of our neck. And then slowly envision all of the energy moving up across your face. Release any tension, maybe in your jaw, your cheeks, your eyes, the space between your eyebrows, your forehead, up the back of your head. And now envision all of the energy making its way out through the crown of your head. We're going to take a deep breath and really draw any remaining energy from the soles of our feet all the way up and out through the crown of our head, and we'll exhale audibly and just release it. Let's let that settle for a moment. And when you're ready, we'll draw both knees in for a nice, full, wind-relieving pose. You can hold behind your knees if that's comfortable. You can hold over top of your knees. Squeeze in nice and tight, as comfortable as is for your body. Maybe you rock side to side to massage that lower back. Maybe you make some circles at the top with your knees. And go in the opposite direction with your circles. Moving very mindfully, being aware of any tension or tenderness, any soreness, and being gentle with yourself in those areas. Being soft, compassionate towards yourself, towards your body. So maybe we point and flex our feet and start with both, and then maybe we alternate if that feels good. Point one, flex the other. We take some ankle circles in one direction. Pause and take some circles back in the other direction. And don't forget to breathe. And when you're ready, we'll slowly lower the soles of our feet down to our mat. We are going to straighten the left leg down to your mat. You're going to draw the right leg back in for a half wind relieving pose. Going to hold here for a moment. And then you're going to take the right leg and pass it over to your right hand so that you draw the knee out to the side. So the energy is that you are drawing the knee out and up towards your underarm. And that's going to allow you, I feel this stretch in my right hip socket and hip flexor, but I also feel it down the top of my left thigh as well. You can take your left hand out to the side in a T if you like. And if you want to get a neck stretch, you can take your gaze over to the left, engage your core, and then just really continue to draw that knee out and up toward your underarm and breathe. Release any tension. Two more breaths. One more breath. Very nice. So your next inhale, slowly, gently draw that right knee back in. Bring the left arm, squeeze in, and then when you're ready, we're going to straighten the left leg up to the ceiling. So you can straighten it. Oh, you can keep a little bend if that feels good in your body. You can lower the leg down a little if you can straighten it better, whichever variation works for you. And then we're just going to massage down the back of that leg. So you can also lift your shoulders to reach the ankle and then lower down. And that will definitely deepen the stretch. I feel it. And you can also play around with pointing and flexing your foot. So you can maybe point your foot and massage all the way down, get into those hamstrings if they're tight. And then you can try flexing and then massaging down and see how that feels. It'll give you a different sensation and you can see what your body needs. But just be mindful not to allow the tension to gather in your shoulders. So sometimes when we're reaching, we release everything else, but then we get tense in our shoulders. So just be mindful. And if you find yourself doing that, just take a moment and reset and then just start again. But we don't want to, release tension from the back of our legs and then have our necks stiff and uncomfortable. So let's just take a few moments here and just gently, mindfully massage that leg while you're moving the foot around. It gives you all sorts of variations to help release the back of that leg. And don't forget to breathe. So your next inhale, you'll release the leg, flex your foot, and slowly and gently lower the leg down. Now, as you lower it in a controlled manner, you want to engage your core. It's going to help with your abs. But it also, as you go in controlled, it will help tighten, not tighten, but strengthen those quads. And then just lower down. Take a moment before we set up for the other side. Reset your hips if you need to. Maybe if you pass the windshield wiper. That was a pretty intense stretch, at least for me. And when you're ready, we'll draw the left leg in. Remembering that each side is different. Each side is different. I don't know what's going on with this left leg. So you can hold behind the left leg for half wind relieving pose. Remember, you want your right leg straight out on the mat. Maybe we'll hold here for a moment, point and flex. Maybe you point the right, flex the left, and alternate, point the left, flex the right. Don't forget to breathe. Release any tension in your shoulders. And when you're ready, we're going to pass the left leg into the left hand and draw that knee up toward your left underarm. And again, you can have that left foot flex. That's going to give you a certain type of stretch. Or pointed. Engage the core. You can take your right arm out to the side and take your gaze over to the right. And breathe. Remember to release any tension in your shoulders, your jaw, space between your eyebrows. 2 more breaths here. One more. All right, so when you're ready, slowly engage your core, bring that left leg back to center. Squeeze in for a moment, and when you're ready, straighten it up. Ooh. Snap, crackles, and pops are okay. Whew. I don't know about you guys, but all I did over the holidays was eat, drink, and be merry. And my body is saying, remember what you did in December, girl? So everything is super tight over here. So if you are tight as well, don't feel bad. If you're not, kudos to you if you were diligent over the break in getting on your mat. But yeah, we're just going to take our time today. So massage down the back of that leg. Remember, you can point and flex. It will give you a nice, different sensation. And just really take your time and breathe. Find the tender spots and love on them. Massage them. Release any tension in your shoulders. When you're ready, release your hands, flex your left foot, and slowly lower it down. Nice and controlled, nice and gently. Lower, lower, lower. Very nice. Reset, and we'll just draw in one more time for a nice full wind relieving pose. And when you're ready, we are going to rock up to all fours. So take your time. If rocking on your back feels good and you want to get a few more rocks in, go ahead. When you're ready, we'll gently make our way up to all fours. So when we come to all fours, you want your joints to be stacked. So you want hips over knees, you want shoulder, elbow, wrist. Really spread your fingers out on your mat. Feel each finger palming the mat. Your toes are untucked. And we're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow. So in cow, you will inhale and lower your midsection toward the mat. Roll your shoulders back, gaze forward. Exhale. Arch up like an angry cat. Your gaze goes toward the belly button. Really press through your shoulder blades. And inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Exhale, the cat. Maybe you make some hip circles. Maybe you go side to side, whatever feels good to help loosen up your joints and move that spine around. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. We'll take 3 more rounds. But remember, take any organic movements that you need. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Inhale for cow. Really arch that pelvic area down, and it'll give you a nice bend in that lower back. Exhale for cat. And last one, we'll inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. Okay. Now we're going to press back into child's pose. So you want to bring your 2 big toes together, take your knees out the width of your mat or wider. For me, I press back and settle my hips back first before I lean forward. And then just take yourself forward, and you can rest your head on the mat and breathe. Keep breathing. Two more breaths. One more. Okay. So slowly begin to walk your hands back, nice and slowly, nice and gently. Rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Let your head be the very last thing to come up. When you're ready, you bring your knees in, and we will make our way into a seated position. We're going to do some twists, and we're going to do some arm stretches. So let's start. You can come into Baddha Konasana, which is easy seat, if that's comfortable for you. If it is not, you can come into butterfly pose, or you can just bring your legs out in front, because right now we're about to do some eagle arms. So whatever is most comfortable. But we'll take your arms out, palms up toward the ceiling, and you're going to bring your arms together and cross your left arm under. So you come to the elbow point. So left arm under, palms up, and you bend both hands up. If this is enough of a stretch, this is the shoulder stretch, and it is a deep stretch, you can hold right here. If you want to do the complete eagle arms, then you would take the left hand and complete the bottom. You want to think about having your elbows lifted at shoulder, in line with your shoulders. That in and of itself, whether you completely bind your hands or not, is going to deepen the stretch across your shoulders and across your back. One last point, the movement helps me settle in. So this is a pretty deep stretch for me. So sometimes I will, just like roll around a little bit with the arms that way, just to like loosen up my back, loosen up my shoulders, let my body know this is what we're about to do. And then when I'm ready, I will sit upright and settle into it. So don't forget to breathe. You are never stuck. And we're just going to hold this for a few minutes to get a nice deep stretch across the upper back and into our shoulders. So breathe. Don't forget to engage your core. Anytime you're upright, you engage your core, it helps protect your lower back. If you notice any tension, breathe into it. Breathe into the discomfort. We don't want pain, but tension and discomfort is okay. So really breathe into it and envision it releasing. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Two more. And one more. So when you're ready, release your bind and slowly unwind. Maybe you wiggle your fingers. Whew. That was a nice deep stretch. Maybe you do a little bit of, I don't know what you call this, but it helps release. Maybe you reach your arms back and to counter that forward stretch. And maybe you bring your arms forward and press through to just, release. Mm-hmm. And when you're ready, we'll set up for the other side. So we'll take arms up. Just now we did left arm under. So this time you bring your arms together and you bring your right arm. Bring your right arm under, palms up, and bend your hands up. And this can be enough. Elbows at shoulder, in line with your shoulders. If you want to complete the bind, you take that right hand and you wrap it around and complete the bind. And again, this is the other side. So if that resonated with you, or if it feels good to sort of roll it out a little before you settle into it, you can do that now. Maybe just go side to side. And when you're ready, settle in and breathe. Don't forget to engage your core. Keep breathing. Two more breaths. One more. And slowly release your hands. Maybe you wiggle them out and slowly release your bind. Maybe you shrug your shoulders a little bit. Reach and reach. Maybe you press back again. Come forward. Press through. This is actually a pretty good stretch. It's sort of like cat and cow in a seated posture. We'll actually do a few rounds of these. So let's place your hands on your knees. And what you're going to do is envision like if we were on all fours. And so for cow, you would inhale and press through Press through your heart, press through your abdominal area. And cat, exhale and arch in. You can lean back so that you get some tension with your on your legs and really feel that stretch into the shoulders. And we'll inhale, come through for like a seated cow. Exhale, arch over, press back like a seated cat. Inhale, come through for cow. Exhale, roll back for cat. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, press through for cow. Exhale, arch back for cat. And 1 more time. Inhale, come through for cow. And exhale. Arch back for cat. Very nice. So when you're ready, we are going to come into a wide-legged straddle. And we are going to do a forward fold here. If you have props, you can use the blocks. You can bring your head down onto a block. You can use a bolster if that's in your practice for this to be supported. So you can bring the bolster right in front of you, and then you bring it however close is comfortable for you, and then bring your body down onto it. Now, the reason why I'm not going straight down, because like I said, I am pretty tight. So for me, you'll notice everything I need a little wobble to get to it. So for me, I'm going to come down to my elbows, but I am going to sway to help support my hips and opening up and preparing for this pose. So it's really about honoring your body. That is my thought. That is the space that I'm in for class. That would be the intention, to move through every practice, move through life, move through our days, listening and honoring what our bodies need. Our bodies do so much for us, and sometimes we can be moving so fast that we cannot hear them asking for us to slow down, asking for us to stretch, asking for us to drink water. And so really hearing what your body needs as you make your way down into this forward fold. And once you reach as far as your body decides to go today, just settle in and breathe. Remember, you do not want pain, but breathe into the tension and see it releasing from your body. In deep stretch, we use the breath, time, and gravity to help our bodies release and go deeper. Breathe. See what space your body might make for you. Remember, you're never stuck. So if you need to come out and then come back in, you can do that. And breathe. We're more than halfway through the pose. Continue to breathe. We're in the last few moments, so see if there is any more space that your body can make for you. Use the breath. See if there's any more it has a desire to give. And breathe. So your next inhale, slowly and gently begin to walk your hands back, rolling up vertebrae by vertebrae. Let your head be the last thing to come up and take your time. That was a very deep stretch and we held it for a good little while. And once you're up, maybe you take your two peace sign fingers and bend your knees. Gently, gently, gently. Bring your legs in. Maybe you just want to hold here for a moment and hold it all together. Or you can take some passes of windshield wiper if that feels good. Maybe you do that kind of deep, not like the fast windshield wipers, but more where you press the back leg down and press into that hip flexor, to really help reset it. And when you're ready, we're gonna make our way onto our backs. So I will invite you to come, place your feet out in front of you, flex your feet. And we're gonna roll down nice and slow, engage your core. To get a little bit of core work in, flex your feet, hands out in front, and roll down. Nice and slow, as controlled as possible. Slow, slow. And breathe. Oh, that was not super controlled. I'll do better next time. Okay, so make your way onto your back. And we're just gonna squeeze in for a nice full Wimbledon pose one time, just because it feels good. Maybe you rock side to side to help counter that forward fold, if that feels good on your lower back. And then we're gonna lower the soles of your feet down to the mat. You want your knees together. We're gonna do a spinal twist. This time we are going to have the knees stacked. So you have your knees close together and you'll just slowly drop them over to the left. Now, you can keep them here where they are sort of not at a 90-degree angle. Or you could draw them up to a 90-degree angle, or you could draw them up closer. So each variation is going to give you a different type of stretch in your back. So you decide what your body needs tonight. And if the stack knees in general just is not working, you can also unstack for this twist. So you can bring the top leg up if that's what your body needs this evening. So decide, and then you can take your arms out into a T. And if you want the neck stretch, you can take your gaze over your right arm. So I'm actually going to stagger my legs. And I'm going to take my gaze over to the right and settle in and breathe. Two more breaths. One more. For your next inhale, engage your core to protect your lower back as we come out of this twist, and slowly bring your knees through center. Reset your hips and your shoulders if you need to. And when you're ready, we will head to the other side. So remember, you can stack your knees and then decide how high, how low you want them, or if you want to stagger that top leg. So I'm going to stagger on this side too. It just feels good. And then you take your gaze over to the left and allow your body to settle in. Engage your core in this twist. You really want to protect your lower back in these spinal twists. And breathe. Release any tension. Breathe into the discomfort. Two more breaths. One more. So your next inhale, engage your core and slowly draw your knees back in through center. And next, we are going to head into Happy Baby. You can take a moment here to reset your hips, maybe do a few passes of windshield wiper. I know anytime I'm in a twist or a hold, my lower back, like it gets stiff. It gets stuck there relatively quickly. So I don't even have to be holding for a long time. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and it stiffens up on me. So if it's helpful, you could draw in for wind relieving pose one more time, and then we'll head to Happy Baby. So in Happy Baby, the soles of your feet are toward the ceiling. You can hold behind the knees, and the energy is that you are drawing down and out. So you're drawing your knees toward your underarms, soles of your feet are toward the ceiling. Or you can reach in and grab the outer blades of your feet and then open up and draw back and down. Decide which works for you and then settle in and breathe. So maybe you rock your baby side to side. If that feels good. If you've taken my class before, you've heard me say I have a glitch. It's the best way to describe it. But I have a glitch on my right side, and it just it's a glitch. It won't go away. And so when I rock in Happy Baby, when I go to the right, that feels really good. And that's the one pose that really sort of helps unkink it. So I say all that to say, do what feels good in your body. If it feels good to go to the right and stay there, then stay there. If rocking back and forth does not feel good at all, you can stay in the center. Maybe you stretch out one leg to one side and breathe into that. Then maybe you stretch out the other leg to the other side and breathe into that. Or maybe you just come back to center and hold it. And breathe. So take a few more breaths here. Just do whatever feels good, whatever will support your body the most today. So your next inhale, you draw the soles of your feet together. You draw your knees in and bring them down to the mat. And we're going to go into supported waterfall. So if you have a block, you can do it unsupported. I'm just going to cue supported. So if you have a block, you grab your block, place the soles of your feet on the mat, press your hips up, and place your block right there at the small of your back. Once you settle in, you take your legs up. If you happen to be near a wall, you can scoot up to the wall. Take your arms out to the side and breathe. And just really let your body settle in this inversion. Inversions are a really good way to end the day. They give your body the opportunity to be upside down. Give your lower extremities a break and a rest from all that they do. And just allow everything to shift back in the opposite direction. So I'm going to silence myself for a few moments and breathe. So your next inhale, you'll bend your knees, slowly bring your feet down, remove the block from your lower back. And you can take any last minute movements before we prepare for Shavasana. Maybe it is a few passes of windshield wiper. Maybe it's just a full body stretch. Stretch, reach really tall. Breathe. Maybe you squeeze in for one last full wind relieving pose. And when you are ready, you can grab a pillow. Maybe you use your bolster and place it behind your leg and settle in. And yogis, find rest. And slowly begin to bring your awareness back into the space. You can wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. And when you're ready, roll over to your favorite side. Draw your knees in. Use your arm as a headrest. We finish our practice in Shavasana, corpse pose, which is a pose of endings. And then we come here to fetal posture, which is a pose of new beginning. It's a perfect representation that in life, with every ending, there is a new beginning. When you're ready, take your hand and press yourself up slowly to a seated position. Come to a comfortable seat. Bring your hands to heart center if that's in your practice. I greatly appreciate each of you for taking your time out on this Thursday for yourself, for your practice, and for allowing me to guide you through. I do not take it lightly. I am eternally grateful. You can bring your hand to the space between your eyebrows, your third eye center. The light in me sees, honors, and appreciates the light in each of you. Namaste.